Second, 1 second. And now we're live. Welcome everybody. This is our seminar. This is for Monday, the 12th of August. This is our 6 p.m. and we have three pianists. And I'd like to open up the stage to Mr. Abir. So, Mr. Abir, now you can go ahead and introduce yourself and your piece. Take it away.
My name is Abir and I'm going to be playing A Winter Tale by Bartok.
Beautiful, Abir. How was that performance for you?
Good.
Yeah? All right, why don't you talk us through some of the things that you were happy with in that performance and things that you'd like to work on for next time, if there's anything.
Um, well, I guess on the last line I could work on my pedal and slurs better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are you thinking that it was a bit too much pedal or too little pedal? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think I pedaled in the correct place.
Okay. Do you have ideas of where you want to pedal and release the pedal?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you walk us through that? So
Well,
what would you like to redo for next time?
probably does. I'd probably pedal the slurs.
Okay, so pedal off on the slurs? Is that what you're saying?
Pedal on.
Pedal on the slurs. Ah, okay then. Cool, excellent. All right. Anything else in particular
Not
that
really.
should change?
No, not
Yeah, all
really.
right, cool. Well, let's quickly just go around the room then. Vigna, do you have some thoughts for Abir on his performance?
Yeah, so I really like the tempo and the rhythms were really accurate. One thing that I would add though is the diminuendo. I would make it a little bit more dramatic.
That's a good idea, right? Just to bring it down even more so to exaggerate it. Nice. What about you, Vihan? Do you have any suggestions or some compliments for Abir on his performance?
I liked his song. It was a really nice tune, and I just liked the way he performed it. That's all.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think so too. Abir, I think that you really got into the character of the piece. The tempo that you selected was great. You made sure that it was consistent the whole way through. Even the dynamic that you chose at the beginning. Actually, I think you could challenge yourself though to be just a little quieter in that opening. Yeah. And then if you want, you can build the intensity slightly here in line three, and then bring it down even more so like Avigna suggested toward the end. Okay. But
Okay.
other than that, this is a great performance. Did you do this by memory as well?
The
This is
well, I started on it.
all right. So that'll be your next. I'm pretty sure you won't be far off. So give yourself another day or two and get it into the memory, and then hear how it changes, and also memorize how you'd like to pedal it as well. Okay.
All right.
All right. Cool. All right. We will continue. Let's see who we have next. We have Avigna. All right, Avigna. Have fun.
Hi, my name is Avigna and I'm playing Sonatina in C by memory.
That's your personal best, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at your smile. You're like, yeah, nailed it. That's great. So talk to us in preparation to get your performance to this level. Because for those who don't know, Avigna has performed this in class before. This is her second time, right? Am I right? This is your second time performing it? So,
Second time for the full piece, third for, well, the first time I played half the piece, so.
right? And this is all by memory as well.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing? What have you been doing to prepare yourself to play at this level? What have you been thinking about? How have you been practicing? Can you just talk us through your process over the last week?
Yeah, so my teacher really stresses that I play in sections, especially when I'm trying to get it memorized. And so, first was learning the whole piece, and then eventually she added the dynamics and told me to work on that one measure with articulation in it. And so after you kind of build up after that, you, I think, just keep playing it over and over again, and eventually it gets memorized. It's also a really fun piece, and I love playing it in Kaizen, and it was just really easy to build up on whatever I had learned before and make it even better.
Yeah, that's great. It's just like Lego blocks, right?
Yeah.
They're just one layer at a time, but you have to be really clear about what you're looking for. It could be learning a pattern of notes, or
Hmm.
fingerings, or dynamics, whatever it may be. And so I would encourage you all here in the class to continue doing. If you're not already doing it, if you then try this, just and stick with the block practice. I know there's always this need that we have to play through the piece over and over again. But in fact, it's not as productive as just focusing on one little section and getting that really good at a super high level, and then you move on to the next section. And then as a treat at the end, play it through, right? But so it's hyper focused work. This was great. Let's go around the room then. Abir, some thoughts?
Well, I thought the piece was pretty good. The tempo was good, but the small part where there was piano could
Hmm.
be a little quieter.
Okay, so you would like to listen something a little bit quieter for these sections here?
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. See, it's pretty good. Put that on. Put that on the certificate. Let's continue. And Mr. Vihan.
It's a really fast and long piece. It was it seems really hard to memorize. I was just amazed that she memorized it so well and played it so well. I love the piece.
Yeah, that's great, huh? It really shows when someone also loves the piece of music because they're really committed to bringing out every single bit of detail. And also, you're showcasing us the fun parts of the piece, right? All of the stuff here, yeah, da, 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 and then having it repeat in the lower register. I thought it was all great. What's your review of Avigna? Talk us through the things that you felt you were happy with and what you want to do next to level up again.
Okay. So, I enjoy this piece, especially the long bits, like right before the repeat, the last 4 or 5 measures, and towards the end, the last 4 or 5 measures. It's a really long run and it doesn't stop. And my teacher also told me about the mood of this piece. It's meant to be sort of like a wheel, it's spinning, and every time you think it's gonna stop, it doesn't. It just keeps going.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
so something about that, my I really have to improve, I guess, is the way I convey this. I feel like my tone or my mood could have symbolized that a bit more, and so maybe I should practice the fluency of the piece.
Yeah, I think tone it's a big thing. So that comes down to the character that you're wanting to set. For instance, here, this is quite shy, a little bit timid. That's the mood that I think of. So you can experiment with that. How are you going to bring that out? Is it with the touch? Is it with the speed? Are you going to slow it down just a wee bit? You know, this part here becomes a lot more confident, even a little bit rough, perhaps. And so you can put a little bit more weight into the yeah da 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 da, da, really insistent, right?
Mhm.
And then there's a complete change in character. Here, something you might want to think about is if it's a forte, carry the forte all the way to the end and
Okay.
then suddenly drop to the piano. Don't give away that we're about to enter a piano.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So all even the set da 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 and then ba dee dee dum dum. Yeah.
Okay.
Da da dun 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 dun, and then hit the forte. Ya da 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 ba dum bum. And each time that you have the scale, it can be like a small a small increment higher.
Okay.
Right. So what you're doing, you're just painting the picture as you level up, level up, level, and then ya da 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 da, and there's your peak here. Ya da 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 da. Forte all the way. Ba 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 da 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 da. Boom. And then you kick down the seat and you leave the stage. People are like,
Thank
whoa,
you.
it's just classical music, relax. It's not a rock concert, but it kind of is. Yeah, so this is great. This is at a really wonderful place, and it's going to sound wonderful at the honors recital. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, watch this video back though, because you'll be the best judge of how this works. You need to listen to it yourself, and then you can make your own tweaks. Okay, wonderful, beautiful. On we go. Vihan, when you're ready with your camera, go ahead and introduce yourself and your piece of music, please.
My name is Vihan. I'll be playing Spring today.
Wonderful. And who wrote it?
Huh?
Who composed it? Do you know who wrote this piece?
I haven't memorized that part, but like I can see it says it in Vivaldi.
Yeah, that's the one. Spring by Vivaldi. All right, cool. Stage is yours, sir. Too easy for you, huh, Vihan?
Yeah, I mean, I was on a higher level, but I took a long break and then I joined Oak Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a big refresher, so I was like down a few levels. It was pretty easy. This is a simple piece, so it was kind of easy for me to memorize it.
Great.
Because it has a lot of like it seems like long, but it's mostly an echo and the same thing all over again. So it was just easy. I just did the same thing and then just made a few tweaks because the echoes.
Great. It's a good idea. If you've taken a bit of a break, come back and do something a little easier, but do it really well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It does two things. First of all, it reminds you how to do dynamics, how to play in time, how to do articulation, all the basic fundamentals of piano playing. But also it's good for our own encouragement. It's like, look at this, I can actually do it. And you can learn it in a short period of time, right? It's similar to what Avigna was saying about taking things in sections. So, right, this one won't take you as long. You can just do them in small sections and observe the details, and you've figured it out. It's just an echo, right? Dun 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 dun. And then when you get to this part here and it repeats, it could possibly be a little bit louder, right?
Yeah.
Da-da-dun, dun, dun, da-da-dun. And then the third sentence, da-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, right? Well, let's go around the room then. Let's get some thoughts from our audience. Abir, would you like to offer some thoughts to Vihan on his performance?
Sure. The tempo was really good, and the whole piece was pretty good. The consistency, the notes. Yeah.
Nice. Great. Okay, well, let's go. Is there anything in particular he could focus on for next time to improve it, Abir? Do you notice anything?
Well, I guess you could. No, not too much. Not really, no.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks for your thoughts. Miss Avigna, some ideas for Vihan?
Yeah, so the piece is very lovely. It's very nice and smooth, and I like the way you played it. Maybe one thing I would do is like overemphasize the dynamics since, like you said, it is much of an echo. So I think one thing you could do is make some parts way louder than the others, but still say it in the dynamic range.
Yeah, I like that idea too. Often, Vihan, the dynamics that we hear and what's actually coming out to the audience is different. All right. So I do the same thing. I exaggerate my dynamics, and that ends up, by the time it reaches the audience's ear, about the right volume. And so keep that in mind, experiment with that. My next suggestion would be to boost the tempo. What do you think? Would you like to learn to be able to play this faster?
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
mean, is this the final tempo for you, or do you plan to play this quicker?
I mean, I've never tried it. I've actually tried it, but I've like went to extremes. So,
Hmm.
like either I play it slow or like this, and then or I play it like so. Then I can't do everything. So yeah, I might as well just try to go faster.
You should try. I mean, it doesn't need to be super fast, but just a couple of notches faster.
Yeah,
And because if you're going to exaggerate the dynamics, you could exaggerate the tempo as well.
yeah,
But you're right, though. Make sure that this tempo that you select, if it's faster, doesn't compromise the detail. You know what compromise means? Means that you're losing other things because you're changing something,
yeah,
right? So you want to make sure, oh, okay, I'm playing faster, but yet I can still do the dynamics, I can still do the phrasing, and I still can do the articulation. So yeah, just bear that in mind when you play, okay? But congratulations on returning to performance seminar. It was good. Yeah. All right, everybody, that is the end of our class. Thank you so much for playing and sharing your thoughts. The biggest teacher of the day will be you, right? So I will post this up and you will get it on your pro so that you can watch it back. And I'll also pose a couple of questions for you guys to consider about things to think about, but also areas in your pieces of music to celebrate that you've already done, right? Because every time you perform, we're all getting a little bit better, which is great. All right, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for joining. We'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Vigna. Bye, Abia. Bye, Vihan. See you.
so much.
Good night.